Snake here with another figure review. This time I have got the Movie Masters Green Lantern movie Galius Z figure. What can I say about this guy? I'm not a massive fan of the character. In fact, I thought for a species he was very, very weird looking. Quite funny in the Justice League animated series. He made a couple of appearances, like he was in the Green Lantern Emerald Knights. He was pretty cool in that. Didn't really do much in the actual movie apart from glare at Hal Jordan. I can't remember if he went for the battle with Sinestro. But you know, I love that they've made all these species. I've said this before in my previous videos. I love that they've made all these species looks up for just cameos. It's amazing how much effort had gone into them. And that movie is just, I think, it's completely underrated. And as I'm doing a lot of movie like Green Lantern stuff lately, figured I'd go for this guy as he arrived this morning. And what can I say about this guy as a figure? I think the sculpt in him is really, really superb. He just looked absolutely amazing, from his green metallic paint like all the other ones to the sculpt in his, like, I don't know if I want to say muscles or body shape, I guess is probably the best description, to his face is just looked absolutely alien. Although for some reason it's making me think of a creature out of Doctor Who. For the life of me, I can't think who. It's been a while since I watched the series. The one with David Tennant. I can't think though. Maybe that stretched face, or the thing in a jar. Oh, what was his name? I can't remember. Anyway, the big thing in a jar. That's what the face reminds me of. Yeah, but it's a really, really beautiful sculpt. He's got like 4 nostrils. There's really kind of sour look on his face. Green kind of eyes when they should be white. It's kind of weird. And these massive hands, which, as you saw, he stands on his actual hands because he's got his little tiny little feet. Shows to my nephew, the first thing he said was like, "Is that MODOK? Why is he green?" And then I explained. He has seen the movie, but obviously didn't take as much notice. He's a bit finessey to get to stand, you know. He's very, you have to get his center balance just right. And as you can see with that, he's kind of just perched forward ever so slightly. Looks like he wants to go back, but slightest little touch, and so he's a bit hard to stand. He doesn't have any kind of, like, you can't stand on his little feet because that's as far forward as they go, so they don't even go flat. If you do him flat, then he's leaning back. You could probably prop him up on his feet and his chin, which is a bit weird. But I don't know. I do really like this figure, and I'm glad to have it to my Green Lantern collection. I'm a bit disappointed in his articulation, but it's not really this figure's articulation, it's the series. Let's do some size comparisons quickly, and then I'll go over his articulation. Here we have against Kilowog. You can see he's like, and then the other main character, Tomar Ray. You can lean against Kilowog, so he doesn't like standing. I've got to remember his names now. I think Rob Top Foul. That sounds right. Nope, can't remember what his name is. Fish guy. Green Man. And then finally my guy. So as you can see, with the alien species, he fits in really, really nicely. Now the Hal Jordan figure is roughly about the same size as him, so the Hal Jordan figure would actually fit in pretty good scale with them, about the same height. The actual Movie Masters one I'm on about. Okay, now that's going to bug me. One of these is Rock Top Foul, and I think it's that one. It's not Ismail Cole, because that's the crocodile one. He might be Rock Top Foul. And he's like Floppy. Anyway, back onto Galius Z. Now, in a lot of the comics and in the series, he actually has 4 legs to support his weight, and he doesn't use his arms to get around. But what the movie decided to do, as you can see, like, he supports himself by his hands, or fly. You know, he's Green Lantern; they can all fly. So they've only given him 2 legs. Proper little diddy little things. I'm not sure what else I'm going to say. You can't, I don't know what's coming up on the camera, but there's a lot of texture. You can pretty clearly see that. There's a lot of texture in the suit here, going all down here, a lot of like, it's not like muscle, it's just like definition. That's what I can really describe it as. He's got like these backwards thighs going down here. Look quite weird. So yeah, you know, I think he's a great looking sculpt. Quite gripe is, you hear that? He's hollow. Every part of him, apart from his hands, is hollow. That's hollow, that's hollow, and that's hollow on his legs. I don't know if it's really gripe. I don't mind it. It's a bit weird. My other real gripe, as I said, apart from his articulation, is his arms are very loose. There. They like to wobble. Very loose. But when you get them like up, they hold. They're holding it up. But when they're down, they seem to just like wobble. But that's due to the angle of how they go in. If you look, they kind of go in like that, and like, see from the angle of the pegs. So I guess when they're at their lowest point, they're kind of then hanging from the joint rather than actually in the joint. And they don't rock, so I don't know why. It's weird. And the only way to tighten them would be to crack the whole thing open, put some glue around it, let it dry, and then put it all back together. And the seams go all the way down here, and there's two seams here. One goes there, one goes under his chin. So I'd have to follow one of them seams, and I just don't want to do it because it would ruin it. So I think I'll just deal with it. Speaking of articulation, as you saw, his arms are on a ball disc, so they can go around full 360 degrees. They can go up as high as that, or that's about as high as they go. So as you can see, he's got bend just up to there, and that's actually one of my gripes. Although it does rotate a full 360 degree, which is good, so you can have his arm coming in like that, it's very limited because this here gets in the way of this here, so it only bends to there, and that's its closest point. The more you can bend it out, it follows the line of this, then it doesn't bend as much. See? Just bend it back at the same angle and go forward a bit. I don't know, not a fan. The wrist is also on a rotation, and then you can pivot it all the way up to there, down to there. Same on both sides, and then his little legs, they've got just pegs going in, so they can rotate around full 360 degree, and they can go back and forward to there. That's as far forward due to the sculpt. Although I think if you took this little part off here, you could definitely bring it forward if you wanted to. I think it would be nice if he could have maybe had these go flat and he could have rested on his chin and flat feet. But it's okay. See, that's what the standing problem with this loose joint. There were loads of these around at one point. He came out in, I think, series 3 or 4. I don't know. They kind of released like 2 figures in a series. But there was quite a lot of them. But now there are virtually any. And I was very lucky to get this guy for only £6.99. £6.99 that is. From the eBuyer Viper Skiing Dom. Yeah. He's got loads of stuff in his shop, loads and loads of stuff. Quite a few of the Green Lantern figures, and he only had a couple of these available. He's got none now, so I grabbed it while I saw it. I'm waiting for one more Green Lantern to arrive, and then I need one more, but he's just going for crazy, and that's Morrow. Yeah, Morrow's going for a ridiculous price, so hopefully I'll be able to find him cheap, but until such time, we shall see. If he does go cheap, I recommend him. He's a great addition to your collection. I do really like him, and I am happy to have him. I'm going to try and see if I can improve his joints and his articulation, maybe. Haven't decided. If not, like I said, I'm very, very happy to have him in my collection. So, there you go, guys. That's the Movie Masters Green Lantern movie Galius Z. Thanks a lot for watching. Please leave your comments below. Please subscribe, and I will catch you guys later. Bye-bye.